What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today is the first day of Wealth 101, where we talk about all things finance. In today's video, we're going to be going over what is silver and should you be buying it? We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos. Subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. Try out some G Fuel energy formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And of course, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. If you refer a friend, they're going to give you and the person that you referred each a free 20 bonus stocks. And if you refer 10 friends, they're going to give you either $1,200 or $2,500 of free Apple stock, which you can keep and hold on to, or you can sell and use the cash to buy something you'd rather have instead. We will link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. All right, so welcome to class, everybody. This is something that I did back in the 2018 days of silver stacking on YouTube, and I decided to bring it back. So we're going to get down to the basics. We're going to talk about day one information. And yes, in Wealth 101, we will be discussing real estate, we will be discussing business, we will be discussing the stock market, and we will be discussing precious metals. Today's precious metal is going to be about silver. Now, a lot of what I say in today's video is going to be very, very close to what I would also be saying about gold. So when I say silver in this video, just know that for the most part, I mean silver and gold. So first things first, what is silver? Silver is a precious metal, one of a handful of precious metals. And the spot price of silver, as I'm filming this video, is about $23 per troy ounce. Silver, just like gold and precious metals in general, they are weighed by the troy ounce, not the regular ounce. Precious metals are weighed in troy ounces. Industrial metals and pretty much anything else weighed in regular ounces. Silver, gold, platinum, palladium, rhodium, weighed by the troy ounce. So silver at the moment, the spot price, how much an ounce of silver is going for right now, $23. It's the cheapest of the precious metals, and many people argue that it is unbelievably undervalued. I would agree that it is undervalued. Now, silver is speculative. Silver is volatile. It has a lot of ups and downs, as we see in a lot of different markets. Gold, on the other hand, is a little bit more stable between the two metals. Silver's a little bit more sporadic, a little bit more up and down, a little bit more jumpy, and a little bit less consistent. But silver, at the end of the day, it's a precious metal that a lot of people buy for a lot of different reasons. The number one reason people buy into silver is for wealth preservation purposes. Now, before we deep dive into whether or not you should buy or whether or not silver is something that you should consider buying or stacking for long-term wealth preservation purposes, let's talk a little bit more about the metal. Regular coins, rounds, and bars. That'll be a separate video, the difference between coins, rounds, and bars. But pure silver that a lot of people buy, like this right here, this is the American Silver Eagle. It is the 1 troy ounce, 3/9 fine coin of my country, pure silver. Now, when it comes to pure silver, you can get 3/9 fine, you can get 4/9 fine. This is what it looks like. 0.999 versus 0.9999. You might be wondering, what is the difference? This right here is the difference. Does it make much of a difference at all? Not really. Now, the way that I like to explain the difference between 3/9 fine and 4/9 fine is by removing the decimal right here and putting it here instead. 3 nines fine is essentially 99.9% silver, or 99.90% pure silver. Meanwhile, 4 nines fine is 99.99, not 0.90, but 0.99, slightly more pure, just a hair more pure. Again, does it make a difference? To me, it doesn't. But there is technically a difference between 3 nines and 4 nines fine pure silver. If it's something that matters to you and you would rather have the highest level of purity, go for the 4 nines fine silver coins or rounds or bars. Coins are the main way of going about getting 4 nines fine. You can go for the kangaroo, the Australian kangaroo, the Canadian silver maple leaf. For example, the American silver eagle is 3 nines fine, just a hair less pure. Again, not that it really truly matters at the end of the day, but if it matters to you for whatever reason, just something to take into consideration. So coins, rounds, bars, you can get them in pretty much any denomination. You can get them in the 1 troy ounce. You can even get them by fractional denominations, half a troy ounce, or even smaller, 5-gram silver bars, 1-gram silver bars. You can go as small as humanly possible and vice versa. You can go as large as humanly possible as well. 5 troy ounce, 10 troy ounce, kilo bars, 50 ounce, 100 ounce, 1,000 ounce silver bars, these big giant bricks of silver. You can go as small or large as you want. I like to say that the happy medium, because the larger you go, the cheaper the premium on top of spot price is going to be. See, with silver, you're not going to get 1 ounce of silver for $23 and walk out the door. There is going to be a premium on top of that, a couple of dollars, $3, $4, $5, sometimes more if you're going for a higher premium collectible numismatic or rarer coin. You're not going to walk out the door paying spot 99.99% of the time. Let's just say there's a $3 premium. You walk in, spot price is $23, you pay $26 per troy ounce, and you walk out the door. That's kind of the way that it works. And it might not be a $3 premium, it might be more, it might be less. But point being is that there's a premium on top of what spot price is. It's the out the door price, or as I like to call it, the stack price. So, the larger you go, the smaller the premium is going to be. If you want fractional silver, like you can go for, let's just say, let's call this a 1 ounce silver bar. 1 ounce silver bar, $23 per troy ounce, plus the $3 premium, $26 out the door price. But what if you wanted to go for an ounce of silver made up of 2 half-ounce silver bars? Spot price, still a troy ounce of silver either way, so the spot price is still the same, 23, but because it's fractional, the smaller the denomination, the higher the premium's going to be. This is probably going to be closer to $30. Let's call it $30. So what makes more sense at this point? Going for 2 half-ounce silver bars for $30, or the same amount of silver for $4 cheaper, approximately? It probably makes more sense to go this way. Well, guess what? If you go for a 10 ounce silver bar, it works the same. $23 per troy ounce, so this should be $230 according to the spot price, but because of the premium, it's probably not going to be $260 like it would be if you were to buy 10 of these. It's going to be cheaper, even if it's just a little bit. So let's call it $245. Just hypothetical numbers here. $245 for a 10 ounce silver bar, as opposed to getting 10 of these for $260. You save about $15 by getting this. Now again, the premiums are going to be different. These are not set in stone numbers, but I just wanted to paint a picture for you. So now that we know what silver is, let's talk about whether or not it's something you should buy. And as a quick friendly reminder, between segments here, let me just say one time to make sure you get some DYDSS merchandise. The link to that will be in the description. T-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs, everything you need. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula. You can get $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And of course, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by simply downloading Webull and funding your account. That's all you got to do. Refer one friend and they're going to give you and the person you referred each 20 free bonus stocks. And if you refer 10 people, they're going to give you either $1,200 or $2,500 of free Apple stock, which you can obviously keep and hold on to, or you can sell and use the cash to buy something you'd rather have instead. Webull link in the description. Everything will be linked in the description. Okay, so moving away from what is silver, now that we understand that it's a precious metal, now that we understand that you can get coins, you can get rounds, you can get bars, they come in all different denominations. Typically, the bigger the denomination, the cheaper the premium is going to be, so it's a good way of budgeting. You're probably better off saving up a little bit of cash and getting something a little bit larger as opposed to going for fractional or even just the smaller denomination pieces, unless, of course, you want to diversify. It's 100% your call, but financially speaking, it makes a little bit more sense to go for the bigger pieces. But anyway, now that we understand that, let's talk about whether or not you should be buying silver, whether you should be stacking silver for long-term wealth preservation purposes. Now, first things first, it's important to understand, this is the most important piece. If you're going to take anything from this video, take this right here. Silver should not be considered an investment. I don't believe it's a good idea to say that you're investing in silver or to think or consider investing in silver. It's not an investment. An investment is something that's supposed to appreciate in value, ideally much more than the rate of inflation and or provide you with cash flow, something that pays you for holding the investment. Cash payments, dividends, rental income, that is cash flow right there, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, capital appreciation, something that appreciates in value, like land, like a house, like an index fund, or a business, accumulating more and more and more and compounding over time, outpacing the average rate of inflation, 2.5%. Silver, on the other hand, or even gold, on the other hand, in an ideal world, now it doesn't work perfectly, but silver and gold, the precious metals, are supposed to be a hedge against inflation. It's not something, it's definitely not a get rich quick. It's definitely not anything like that. It's like I said, it's not, I think it's the furthest thing from an investment. People say, oh, silver's a bad investment. I agree. It's because it's not an investment. It's like saying you're investing in chalk or something like that. It's not an investment, so of course it's a bad investment if you view it as one. Anyway, silver, gold, precious metals in general are supposed to be used as a hedge against inflation. And I don't mean a hedge against inflation this year, last year, or next year. I'm talking about decades out. Oh, yeah, of course. What are these? Oh, okay, there we go. They didn't pay the light bill. Anyway, no, get those lights off! Write in the comments if you know that reference. All right, so where was I? Okay, when it comes to an investment, we all understand what an investment is supposed to be, but when it comes to the precious metals, all it's supposed to be is a hedge against it. Silver and gold, precious metals in general, decades out into the future, are supposed to work and move in an upward direction. Yes, they will have their ups and downs. They will have their big ups and downs, big swings along the way, but overall, that upward trajectory, and grow the same amount that the dollar fell. So if the dollar fell by 10% over the course of however many years, that's how much silver and gold should be improving by. As the dollar bill weakens, precious metal strengthens. Now, if you look at one high inflation year and you see that, hey, inflation was, 6, 7, 8, 9%, but the spot price of silver and gold didn't increase by 6, 7, 8, 9%. You're not supposed to look at it in the short term. Over the course of decades, silver and gold are supposed to be a hedge against inflation. So if you want something for long-term, potentially stability, or diversification. I am a big believer in investing. I think you should be investing. I think you would be foolish to not be investing, whether it's business, stocks, real estate, or something else that you're working on. I think that should be the #1 priority. But I also believe that it's probably a rock solid idea to be stacking a little bit of precious metals, such as silver, potentially, maybe gold. I think you should be stacking some precious metals alongside your actual investments. The things that you're building up for your long-term wealth, your long-term, stable, sustainable, generational wealth, cash flow, compounding interest, and capital appreciation. That's my cue to shut up soon. I think you should be stacking a little bit of the hedge alongside for diversification purposes. In no way, shape, or form do I think you need to be all in on precious metals. I would actually argue that that's a really bad idea. You should be diversifying. Even if you are predominantly in precious metals, you should, at the very least, be investing a small portion of your net worth into appreciating and potentially cash flowing assets. And if you are like me, predominantly on the wealth building side of things, I think a small portion of your net worth should be in wealth preserving side of things, such as what silver and gold are supposed to be used for. Thank you, everybody, for attending this session of Wealth 101. I look forward to the next. As always, if you like today's video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. Get yourself some, or try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. That's all you got to do. Refer one friend, they're going to give you and the person that you referred each 20 free bonus stocks. And if you refer 10 friends, they're going to give you $1,200 or $2,500 of free Apple stock, which you can keep and hold on to, or you can sell and use the cash to buy something you'd rather have instead. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by, tuning in, and being a student. Wealth 101. See you in the next one. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.